Did you like the movie Wonder Woman? Did you like that part in the movie where it shows Themyscira and all the Amazonian ladies doing their thing, battling, training for battle, and things of that nature? If you did, then you definitely need to check out Rise of the Amazons. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dice Odyssey. I'm Kaz, and today we're going to be talking about a Kickstarter pre-production preview called Rise of the Amazons. And this basically gave me those Wonder Woman vibes, okay? In this game, you're basically trying to dominate the land, get the most victory points, and be the most victorious in the land. And you're going to be doing this with the help of other Amazonians that come and join by your side to fight these monsters or sacrifice to these different Greek gods and things of that nature. And it's basically a tiny bit of area control in the game as well as some action point management. What I'm going to do here is just give you a general overview of the game, just kind of a bird's eye view of the spirit of it. And then you go ahead and make the decision on whether or not this is something that you want to back on Kickstarter. Each Amazonian will have their own special play mat as well as special abilities shown on the mat. For example, Penthesilea can do one extra battle for free or can attack an adjacent area as a battle action. You have a multitude of different kinds of actions that you can take throughout the game that are going to cost you action points. Every time you see this type of symbol, it's telling you how much it costs to do that action. When you take actions, you get to take one action per turn. Now the game takes place over 3 different rounds, and a round is over whenever every player cannot do any more actions. Now every time you take an action, you will spend your action points that you start with on your player board. Now, there are different gods in the game. Each one will affect the rounds in different ways. For example, Hermes, all players start with -2 action points. Also, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the actions you can do. You can move, and that can be over stone bridges, wooden bridges, places that are separated from each other. You can battle. Now, if you take a look at the map, you've got multiple different locations with a multitude of different colored tokens. These tokens will represent different monsters that are set out that you can fight and gain victory points from. Let's go ahead and take a look at your warrior card. On the left side of your warrior card, it shows your might in battle. On the right side, it shows your cunning. Now, your might and cunning needs to outmatch the might and cunning of the monster that you're fighting. Not only do you have to deal with the monster stats, but you also have to look at the location stats where the monsters are. You'll add those stats together, and that'll show you the monster's total defense. Now, when you battle, you can also get other Amazonians to join you in that battle. Those common Amazonians will be at the top, right or left on the board. You'll add their might and cunning to yours. You can also bring in ancillary Amazons to help you in the battle as well. If you defeat that monster, you take their token and the card, gain the victory points, then you'll take the token and you'll cover up a spot on your player board which matches its color. The reason for this is anything left uncovered by the end of the game will count as negative victory points. So you have yourself a goal to go for. Another action you can do is move from one port to another. When you do this, you'll gain a victory point. You can visit different kinds of buildings as well, such as the Oracle. You'll draw 2 Divine Intervention cards. You'll choose one and place the other at the bottom of the stack, and you gain a victory point for that as well. Now, Divine Intervention cards are cards that you can use during the game, and they have 3 options, but you can only use one of them. You can also visit the Barracks. This is a place that will recharge your special abilities once they've been used. It also gives you a victory point. There's also a palace in the middle of the board that holds both an oracle and a barrack in one location. You can also sacrifice. Now, you have to be in an area with at least 1 blank event position, and it can only be done through common Amazons that have the sacrifice marked at the bottom of their card. When you do this, you receive 2 victory points, and you can go up to the turn track and select your turn in the next round of available turn positions. And you can also enjoy the deity bonus. You can do a flag action. You have to be in a place that has all of the tokens emptied out and only common Amazons that have the word flag on the bottom of their card. For each blank spot in the area you're in, you gain a victory point. And now because you've planted your flag in the region, anyone passing through there gains you victory points. You can do a supply action. Every round, your supplies are reduced by 1, so you want to keep this up. If your supplies fall to 0, you cannot win. You have to be in an area with the urn in it. You can take an Amazonamaki. That's a mouthful. Now you have to use a common Amazon with this word at the bottom, and it acts just like a battle action. Each round you'll gain more victory points for whichever of these you were able to complete, just like a battle action. Must overcome the might and the cunning to be able to gain this. And in a very general sense, that's going to be how you play Rise of the Amazons. After 3 rounds, you'll calculate all the points. Whoever has the most at the end of the game wins. Now, I hope that gave you just enough to go on to see whether or not you want to actually go check the Kickstarter out. That's going to be happening here shortly. I should have a link down below when it actually goes active. But I'll tell you, when it comes down to it, in general, the game has a lot of cool little aspects to it. I really love the colorful board. I like the, and again, keep in mind, I'm looking at pre-production components, but even on that, I like the look of the board, the general graphic layout, the artwork's nice. You know, to each his own, but I like it personally. I like the idea of the action point management. It's really like a, what do you call it, an efficiency puzzle in some ways. You are trying to be the most efficient on your turn. You're only getting 3 rounds, so you have to be very efficient on your turns. And I like the idea of going and fighting against these different kinds of monsters, and you're also having to get the help of extra people to go in there and fight, you know? And so there's a lot of cool little things going for this game that I definitely think you should check out, and I definitely recommend checking out. So anyway, that's going to be all for me. Again, this was just a general preview. Thank you so much for watching the Dice Odyssey. You have a blessed day, and game away. This video is brought to you by Fallen Dominion Studios. Check out their website at fallendominionstudios.com.